I'm Joshua Clement with Lighty Contractors. I'm going to show you how to hang a headboard on a wall. Now for this particular headboard, we're going to transform it from one that actually stands up and connects to a bed frame to one that we can hang on the wall. For this, you're going to need a couple tools. Since we are transforming from the kind of headboard that stands up and hooks to a bed frame to one that mounts on the wall, we're going to use this hardware here. We're going to be using 2 eye bolts and 2 hooks, a screwdriver, a pair of pliers, a tape measure, a screw, and a drill. Now this next part is very important. We're going to be using a kitchen fridge magnet to find our studs in the wall. When you run the kitchen magnet across the wall, you can actually feel the magnet pull against the screws to find your studs. This is a very helpful and easy way to find those studs. What I'm doing is taking the magnet, putting it roughly about 1/4 inch from the wall, and running it back and forth until I feel a pull from the magnet. And what actually pulls the magnet are the little screws they use to hang the drywall with. Right there's one. So, we know our stud is running vertically like this and vertically like this. And that enables us to know where to put our bolts into the wall at to hang the headboard from. You want to make sure that you go into the stud and not just into the drywall. The headboards are too heavy to be hung from drywall. So we have our spot marked on the wall where the stud is. Now we're going to take our tape measure and measure up to find a good height for the base or the top of the headboard. Take your screw and go ahead and run it in there either with a screwdriver or a drill. This creates a pilot hole. That way it's easier to get this into and you don't have to struggle as much breaking through that wood. Now we're going to take the bolt and place it in the hole and begin screwing until you feel tension against it. Take your pair of pliers, grasp it, and at the same time push in and turn. This will break it through the wood and then it should be self-guided. Now just to recap what we've done, we've gone ahead and measured how high we want the headboard. We've put in our bolts to hang the headboard with into studs. Now we have made our marks on the back where we're going to put the eye bolts to attach to the studs. You want to measure from this point to the other and then measure from the eye bolt to the other side. Go ahead and make a mark where you're going to put the second eye bolt. This is very important that you get your measurements correct, otherwise you're going to have to re-drill. Second step, measure down. Make sure you have the right height on each one. Using the same screw we used to create the pilot hole for the bolts, we're going to take and make the same kind of pilot hole into the back of the headboard. Now when you do this, you want to make sure that you don't go too deep through the headboard, otherwise you're going to scar the other side, which is your finished side. Take the eye bolt and place it in the hole. Take your screwdriver, place it through the eye bolt, and begin to screw it into the headboard. Now depending on the weight of the headboard, you might need to put more than 2 in there. You might need to put 2 on the outside and 2 split between the middle, or 3, 2 on the outside and 1 in the middle. It all depends on how heavy your headboard is. Take your headboard, lift it up, and slowly put it onto the brackets on the wall. And there you have it. That's how you hang a headboard onto a wall. Now when you do this, make sure you go into the studs and not just into the drywall. I can't stress this enough, how important that is. I'm Joshua Clement with Lighty Contractors. That's how you hang a headboard on a wall.